Hello there, Twitch chat. How's it going? Hello to SpeedGaming 3, everyone here, to watch an amazing race between Jet082 and StructuralMike. I am Koi on commentary. With me is Esper Hub. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing? How's everyone today?
I'm doing fantastic. Our mode today is Mook Boss Shuffle. That is, maps, compasses, and bosses are shuffled. So this is it's a weird combination of settings because maps and compasses being shuffled means that every dungeon has extra item locations, so it increases the value of going to dungeons. But the bosses being shuffled means that you're not really sure if you can finish the dungeons that you go to. So at the same time the values increase, so is the danger of going to dungeons. It's kind of terrible.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be doing some key sanity on top of this as well.
Well, at least in key sanity, you'd have to find a bunch of keys too. So in the time you're looking for all the keys for Turtle Rock or whatever, you probably find the hookshot to kill Argus.
That is true. And we're underway.
Both players opting to start at Sanctuary gets the small key right away, which puts our front of escape in logic.
So yeah, this is mostly this is probably going to be a very standard start, so to say.
Jet runs into a little trouble there.
Yeah, a little trouble killing the guard. And our T1 prize is small potion, well, small green pots, and that could be useful, could not. We don't know for sure. Crab prize is hard, so nothing really to write off there unless our runners are having some serious issues with the sea.
They both killed the Buzzblop after the tree pull, so it looks like we'll probably get, there's more kills coming. If we get 4 kills between our last tree pull, we can get a different tree pull reward.
Would that be placed in tier 3? Because I believe our runners got hurt during that sequence.
So what determines whether it's tier 2 or tier 3 is whether or not you took damage if an enemy walked into you. So Jet just got hit, so his will be tier 2 for sure. So I'm not sure if Mike got hit. They might get different prizes now. But from the runner's point of view, it doesn't matter. They both have an equal chance of having bombs. Yep, Mike got the tier 3 pack and gets bombs out of it. That's just complete random chance though. Like they had the equal chance of being bombs. All right, Jet not getting any bombs decides not to continue into Kakariko.
Jet looked at that shield and just went and save and quit in disgust, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice get there from Mike, getting the bombs out of that. And it could have gone the other way. Like, there's no guarantee that tier 3 is better than tier 2.
Right.
Jet, unfortunately, going to have to go after the 50-50 bushes. There are 2 bushes here. Each one has a 50% chance of having a bomb. So far,
there's
one for 2.
At least RNG is being generous and giving them at least 2 of them. Oh, wait, there we go. 3.
3 out of 4 is pretty darn nice.
That's lovely. Couldn't ask for a better...
The last time I did 50-50 bushes, I got 1 for 6. I was very upset.
Ooh. Meanwhile, back in Kakariko Village, Mike pulls out the flippers in the Blind's hut.
Those are very annoying.
Yeah, this means Zora may have some pretty devious in the sea today, but may not.
Currently, the flippers mean that we really want to get a bunch of rupees, and at the same time, we can't do the one thing that gets us a bunch of rupees because we have the flippers. But we may find a glove or boots to make Houlihan a possibility again.
Yeah, here's hoping as we get a bottle in Kakariko well.
And there were just bombs in Kak.
There's the glove.
Yep. All right, Houlihan back on the table. Bottle and Kak is also nice.
Yeah, get the check sick kid just to get that out the way. And we got a life lesson from our bottle merchant today.
That's okay. Well, now we've seen everything in Kakariko. And my attention is wandering. Somebody go somewhere new.
Yeah, I feel like one of them will definitely do Houlihan and start working towards it's like kind of like common knowledge to do Houlihan at this point, especially if you got flippers this early.
Yeah, I'd say Houlihaning right now would be a very standard play.
And then the rest is just hoping that you can come across the rest of your rupees along the way of South Shore.
Our rupees are so low right now that just finding one nice big chunk of rupees isn't even enough. We need more than that, so just getting Houlihan done does make sense. Houlihan costs time though, right? Like it's not like it's free rupees, so you have to pay time to get those rupees.
Yes. And as we know, time is of the essence. It can mean the difference of winning the race in a split second and losing it.
Also costs a bomb, which is currently a concern, because that's our only way of doing damage, and we don't have very many of them.
I feel like we're going to come across more bombs in South Shore, but that's just my hunch.
Yeah, but they're all probably behind killing 4 mini Moldorms.
That is true.
Good luck doing that with 3 bombs.
I mean, worst case scenario, you have to scavenge for bombs more, but time like this, I guess. Mike going for checking the back part of sewers first.
If we don't get anything here, I definitely expect him to save and quit. Or not save and quit, but
oh, we get a bow in there.
Yeah, we get a bow. That is helpful. Unfortunately, we don't got any rupees. Or not rupees, the other one. Arrows, right. I was thinking of retro.
Yeah, I was going to say either retro or the original Zelda was stuck on your mind for a moment there.
Well, they got the Ambrosia Wanna races on the ladder right now.
Oh.
Which is a retro mode.
Yeah, Mike being our first runner for the seed to check out South Shore.
Now, I often see people who get the bow in the early game. They're like, "Oh, Eastern, obviously Eastern." Calm down. Okay, the bow still does lock the boss of Eastern. Like the Igors aren't any different, right? Like you still need the bow to get to Armos's room, but it's not in logic without a fire source, and it might not even be Armos. So, not a high value play to go to Eastern this early just because you got a bow.
Yeah, while it's opened up, it'll probably be better to do a little bit more overworld checking just to see if you can get some more items under your belt there before doing any dungeon diving. As we get 100 in the dam,
100 is
treasure.
More than 0.
Yeah, let's be real. We will take those. We will scrap up any kind of change we can get right now.
Mike walking past the 50 rupee cave. I thought he might open it and get to like 275, which is the magic number we need for Zora with plus Houlihan. But walking past the 50 rupee cave, just going to Agina.
Yeah, I feel like you'd do 50 rupee cave, then do Agina, unless they're just...
Well, it's tough to call, because there's so many options available, and you never know where the rupees are going to be.
Right. Gets 20 rupees for his troubles in the Agina's closet.
Yeah, even with a Houlihan, he'd still be 100 rupees short. Looks like we're going Saha. No. Okay, yeah. It's like 3 is not enough. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say. Unless you get a double...
Oh, now we're going in front of escape.
Oh, okay.
The plan has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 bombs is possible if you're fortunate enough to get a double kill on the left side.
No, because you gotta spend one of your 3 to open the cave.
Oh right, I forgot about that completely.
You'd have to wait for like the right one or the middle one to move over to the other side, and then get 2 doubles. All right, Jet has a bunch of bombs though.
Yeah, he went and took the time to buy some bombs and gets the double kill while he's at it, saving him 1 extra bomb as he needed. As Mike pulls out the Titans bits from Uncle, which is our second pair of gloves.
Nice get.
And there's another bottle in the first part of our escape sequence. That's gonna prompt a save and quit from Mike.
Wow. Yeah. He just doesn't have enough resources to go where he wants to go.
Yeah. If you had some definitely if you had like some arrows, you would have probably attempted escape at this point.
He could have done the escape on 3 bombs. He just would have 0 room for error.
Right.
Not super fun. Where are we going? Guess he's just gonna save the old man, it looks like.
Meanwhile, Jet is taking the time to do the checks for Hobo. I think this is going to be a save and quit from here.
No, he hasn't been to Ice Arcade yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He may just choose to orphan Zora too. I'd be surprised if he orphans Zora though, because like we're not that far from 500 rupees. Like it's Houlihan and then just a few dips into a rupee cave or something, right?
Yep.
But you know that costs a lot of time just to get one check. It's just if you don't get this check now, it becomes very hard to do it later. But that's what Jet's gonna do. And oh my god, if there's something on Zora Ledge 2 and you have to walk past Zora to get to it, that's even worse. Maybe we'll just find all the rupees.
Oh, we get a Moon Pearl though.
Yeah, gonna need that. That's actually no mode for Light World access. Or Dark World access. See, now I'm getting mixed up with Inverted.
Yeah, it's alright. When you look at a lot of these races, things start to blur.
I miss when we used to play just one mode. Did we not do Ice Arcade?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Well, for our runners seemed to decided to orphan that idea, and there was a piece of heart on the ledge for Zora.
Well, it's not quite orphan for Mike yet, since he hasn't even been to. Oh, nice.
Oh no! Don't save it quick now, Mike. Those will silver arrows.
He hasn't even been to that one place, Mini Moldorm Cave yet.
Yeah. Yeah, silver arrows conveniently being in Spectacle Rock. This is gonna actually help our runners out in the early round now, because silvers is very, very powerful. If you get the arrows for it though. So the trip to go up the mountain early may have some benefits after all.
I mean, silvers are definitely nice to have. I don't think it's going to be really impactful on anything.
Oh, they don't have a defending weapon yet. So once they get a set of arrows,
like,
they can do escape sequence with no issue.
Yeah, just the regular bow is pretty powerful already for the escape. The silvers don't make it that much better. Just more efficient on your arrow usage. Of which Jet actually has 30, so he's totally fine.
Yeah, Jet's totally fine. You don't have to worry about it. Meanwhile...
Jet actually has his Dark World access already, but going into front of escape.
Most likely checking that out before calling it the day there.
Yeah, we had the small key in Sanctuary, so this is all in logic.
And Swamp Palace will have our Rain Pendant today. We get a bottle, some bombs, and a compass as well. So our runners have the potential of getting up to 3 so far as bottle skills between the two.
That's right. Against Vitreous, silvers definitely makes a difference, absolutely. But most other bosses where the silvers work, it just makes it like a little faster. It doesn't really ease the fight or anything. Maybe like Swordless Phase 2 Helmasaur. That's a bigger difference, but like if you just have a Master Sword, it's not that big a deal.
Jet getting a refill in his arrows with that check, gonna mosey on to the dungeon part.
Mike has had such a hard time getting resources, bombs and arrows, that he's actually going into Eastern here, which A, we don't know if this is a pendant or a crystal, and B, we don't even know what the boss is.
But it will definitely help him a lot to get some arrows in here while doing checks. So this kind...
But at what cost? Oh, nice hook shot.
Yeah, the hook shot is a good find there, because that means you got access to the east side of Death Mountain now, which will... I'm pretty sure this is what Jet is going to go for right now.
Jet notably not death warping to grab Dark Cross. And I think he already did Back of Escape, right? So that's just Orphan. Yeah, alright, well, goodbye Dark Cross. I hope there's nothing there.
Yeah, both of our runners seem to have elected Dark Cross not having something important there, which, understandable.
Well, Mike still didn't do the Front of Escape, so
oh yeah, that's
it's
right.
It's not Orphan for him, it's just not done yet.
Right.
Like running into a little trouble, but makes it past the Stalfos. Nice big key.
Now, would you skip out on the dark room chest if you was in Mike's position right here?
No chance. I'm like, if I'm in Eastern, I'm fully committed. We do absolutely everything in this dungeon.
Yeah, I went with the same way too. Meanwhile, we are joined from our lovely crew from SpeedGaming 6. How y'all doing today? Doing some Link to the Past randomizer for the main tournament. It is Make a Ball Shuffle.
Alright, Jet with Hookshot and Mitts decides the mountain is the place to be. I'm gonna agree with him there. Even though this is out of logic with no lamp or flute, it's a lot of checks.
Who needs lantern or flute when you have gloves?
People who don't have movement or fire, I guess.
I suppose, but if you're very familiar with playing Link to the Past, you will be going here without the lantern a lot more than you would hope for.
Well, we got Zora money. It's save and quit? What?
Oh, wow. We're not even going to check the boss.
Not even going to check the boss? I mean, it's a long trip to go check the out of logic boss, but...
That's true.
And honestly, without a sword or hammer, there's a lot of bosses we can't kill right now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say that was a very safe bet, to be honest, with the... Considering those...
We could kill... Armos, Lanmo, technically Helma, and I guess technically Blind, but he'd need more magic.
Yeah, he needs more magic, but I don't think he has enough bombs for a Helmsaur, does he?
You need 5 for Helmasaur.
Okay.
But that's, that's assuming you don't miss at all. So he could kill maybe like half the bosses at most. And that's if he had max resources. Which he didn't.
Escape had our Moon Pearl, did it? No, wait, that's Waterfall Fairy.
It was, Waterfall Fairy. And then the mitts were the Uncle Drop. Those stun prizes a bomb. That would have been good to know. Jet took so much care in doing that bomb jump.
He failed once, and it was just an understandable reaction. He didn't want to do another walk of shame up there. ₹20 on the island, so that's nothing important. They're going to go ahead into checking. Well, that's the only place they can check right now, is the Spiral Cave. Yeah, with no hammer at all, there's no way of getting into the Tutter Rocks medallion place for Dark World.
Spiral's fine anyway though, because it's going to take us back down to the portal, so we can do the Dark World checks after this.
Yep. And we are getting a piece of heart from here. Now to do it all over again in the Dark World.
So this is significant though that Mike is going to Zora now. Because unlike Jet, Mike has money. So we will probably get to see the Zora check. And if it's something really, really good, that's very good for Mike. Even though he lost some time here waiting for Dark World access, Zora having progression could be a huge difference maker, much, much bigger difference maker. Because when is Jet ever going to do that, you know?
Probably when he goes to Catfish, and that is if he has the Mire.
Yeah, it's very conditional.
Piece of Heart and a map for Desert Palace in the Super Money Hop Cave. Meanwhile, Mike is checking to see what the fairy world will give us. Just a bee. It's not even a good bee, is it?
Not today.
How unfortunate.
Ether to open Turtle Rock. We do not have that one.
Yeah, just Quake 3 Arena.
Hookshot Cave, give us the goods. Lots of compasses, thanks. Compasses actually are nice to have a little bit.
Yeah, so you can, at the very least, check which boss will be in the dungeon.
Zora had just a map. Oh, that's too bad.
Wow, that hurt.
Alright, well, Orphaning Zora not gonna hurt Jet this time. But with that, Mike finally has his Dark World access, and looks like we'll be headed over to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, not opting in to do South Shore to go into the. Oh wait, no, you can't even do that. No hammer.
Yeah, and not having found the hookshot in front of Escape yet, Mike has no reason to go to the mountain like Jet did. So we'll be entering Village of Outcasts at the same time. Although Jet with a clear advantage here.
Yeah, that hookshot is going to give him a lot of mileage, not just for stun, like solid stun prizes or stunning, but moving to and from areas too, because you can zip around if you know which area you can hookshot to.
And then having the sword and the hookshot, it means there's a lot more bosses that Jet can kill. Yeah, our first fire source lamp in the front of Skullets.
Interesting.
Jet had so much trouble in that room. It's just like the energy strat is great for that room if you know it. But if you don't know it, things like silver arrows and the boomerang are very effective against Skipdos. But Jet consigned to just walking around them or into them, as it were.
Meanwhile, Mike is following that energy strat to a T there. Taking care of it pretty cleanly. He's gonna pop open the room onto the right. He's gonna get some more magic off of this.
Did he not get the key? Or we found a key?
Yeah, they found the key, so they just
okay.
Already so they left before even going to the left side of the exit. There's our big key. Meanwhile, Jet's probably going to check out that big key location. Big key chest location, I mean.
The big chest.
The big chest. Gets the bomb jump, and we get a map.
Well, we want the maps.
Yeah, that's
not as much as we want other things.
Right. at the very least, with mid-box shuffle, you can at the very least tell from the maps which prize you'll get for defeating the boss here. So once they do a map check, we'll probably get some more details of which boss has a crystal or a pendant, and that'll help narrow down the decisions needed to make to figure out which dungeons you need to dive into.
Yeah, we'll learn what we need for Go Mode. All right, both players running up to check Bumper Cave. Jet a bit ahead in the routing, going down to Village of Outcasts. Now, Thieves Town here is kind of unique in boss shuffle because you don't need to save the maiden in order to fight the boss here. So killing the boss is actually considered more of a part of the front of the dungeon, and because it's not a big commitment to get to him.
Even if blind is actually in its vanilla location?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're playing on Aerodon's Door Random Branch, and then if it's vanilla blind, then you still have to save the maiden.
Okay.
I don't think that's coming to the VT branch, though. At least I'm not aware of it doing so. And with that sword and hook shot, that's a lot more bosses that Jet can kill.
Jet being the first one to dive into Thieves Town, we're going to see what our 4 checks give us. That's the big key right off the bat. Piece of heart.
Bully Zazak. Is the boss still small key locked? I don't think so, no.
No, I don't think so. The only thing that will be locked behind the small key here is the big chest and the hammer.
And the attic.
In the attic.
Oh, no, not the attic, right.
No.
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure how if it works differently with the key logic.
Yeah, there's only one small key that you need in this dungeon, and that's for the big chest, as far as I can tell.
I guess the attic would still be small key locked. Yeah, because you could spend it to go to the big chest.
All right. No, you have to spend it in order to get into the area to get to the big chest, so it can't be small key locked.
No, you take the pot key, and instead of going upstairs, you go downstairs.
Oh, okay. But yeah, silver arrows.
Yeah, that's good news for Mike that the sword and hookshot didn't make a difference here.
Making clean work of Eddie. This is probably one of the safest rooms you can do him in anyways.
Alright, there's still more checks in the dungeon, but we can't do one of them, so Jet's gonna go ahead and nope out.
Yeah, it should be only 4. Attic, the maiden's chest,
No, it's
big
at 3.
chest. Oh, 3. Right.
Yeah, because we killed the boss.
Right.
Normally it's the boss in the back, but we're
Right.
boss in the front today.
I'm so used to counting the boss in the back today. Not today, but whenever I do these runs.
Mike making the same decision, not going back in. Diverge, runners! Oh, no compass pickup for Jet. I mean, it's probably not going to be a big deal. It's just, it could be. It was right there. And it was a compass for Pod. So in boss shuffle, compasses allow you to check what the boss of the dungeon is before you commit to going to him. So StructuralMike will be able to walk into Pod, open his map, and see if it's Trinex. before going all the way there, which
Yeah,
can save a significant amount of time.
Right. I was gonna say, it can save a lot of time if you don't have the necessary tools to deal with that.
Now, when are we going to pod? I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe not.
What you got for us?
Probably soon, though.
Can I get a refund on this hype cave? I want my bomb back. My bomb.
Wait, he got his bombs back. There were bombs in the hype cave.
I hate this cave.
No red crystal check either. Jet cutting all the corners. We got a ton of maps. We could probably figure out where the red crystals are. But this certainly looks like a play over to pod for both players. Oh, Mike's going to do the red crystals, though. Pendant Ice, Crystal Mire.
And our red crystal locations are Thieves Town and Desert Palace.
Hey, we got one of those.
So yeah, all that's left is to figure out where is the last pendant.
So we have a small problem. Mike doesn't have any money. What's the play? Yep, okay. Zora's coming back to bite him, apparently. Yeah, with no money, going into pod is not really an option here. Gonna have to make a different play. And Mike's gonna go to desert?
He has the book, and that's probably the reason why he's doing this.
Could work out. Could also not work out at all.
Yeah, this looks like one of those wild left hook swings that you see in the fights.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was not his original plan, but it became his plan when he realized he couldn't afford to go into pod. And he's now going to get boots a bit later. Jet now going Jet all over the seed. Jet miscounting his keys.
Oh, now you get a key. I see how it is, gang.
Oh god, if Desert's boots lock, this is so unfortunate. The L&R thing to get out of the sand trap works even with quick swap turned on. I didn't know that. It's not quick swap tech. That works even without quick swap. It's like the only thing L&R does in the entire game is it gets you out of the antlion traps. And it was not boots lock desert, so that's good for Mike at least.
Jet taking a death warp just so he can get back with no issues and get a refill of his hearts. Did our runners check what was the boss in this? No, wait, no, I forgot. Jet doesn't have the compass for this.
Yeah. I haven't seen either of them do a map check for the bosses in any dungeon yet. Mike does have the map or the compass for this dungeon, so he could look.
And oh, there's our hammer too.
All right, well that's really bad news for Mike.
That's not good.
Because like without the hammer, his only way back to pod is to go all the way from Village of Outcasts. It's very, very slow. This is all Dig Game's fault.
I know, right?
If Dig Game had just like been a number 30 check or something, we would have gotten so many rupees. Okay, now he checks for the boss. It's trying. Why'd you wait until you went to the back? And it's Trinex. Finally, he checks it. Okay. My goodness. Alright, now Mike goes front of escape. He gets his hook shot, and then he'll go to the mountain and get. I don't think there's anything up there. But
Yeah,
this is just more and more and more and more time without the hammer, without the boots.
Oh, the sword is in the mountain.
Oh yeah, the sword.
Dark
You're
World.
right. Nice to have at least. Oh, and the mirror is here too.
Oh my goodness!
Just go to Pod, obviously.
Dark mode being stacked today.
Could have quaked the tree by Pod 4 times. He could have just done the archery game once too. I mean, like, you know, it's. I don't want to say it's all Mike's fault, but this is all Mike's own fault. He had the means and the opportunity to get money, and he failed to realize that he would need it, and that dictated his route. Rather than him getting to do what he wanted to do, his neglect of the rupee count is now determining where he's going, and it's just all the wrong places. Very unfortunate.
Yeah. And even at that time, I feel like he'd have just done Houlihan to get it over with.
And he skips Dark Cross too, right? Nobody's done Dark Cross. We're just everybody's cutting corners all over the place. Well, with the mirror and Pod, we know Dark Cross will be accessible later. Whenever you check the pyramid or pyramid fairy, you can mirror over and do Dark Cross then if you need to.
And Jet being very bold today, seeing what the boss is, and it is
oof, that compass would have saved him some time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that's at least good for Mike. He's not going to waste time going all the way to a boss.
No, he has. Well, he can skip out on going to the boss, but he really does need to get to Pod as soon as possible to get
for sure
stacked progression. That's in
he's gonna run out of checks really soon. Like as soon as he's done on the mountain, he'll just go to Pod. Maybe do Catfish and Pyramid on the way. And there's some other things he could do. Like I guess he could go to the boss of Eastern, or he could go to the back of Thieves without the hammer. Yes, Highworth Aid. Oh, he couldn't quake the tree. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even think of that. Honestly, I don't even know what tree you're talking about. I've never quaked a tree for money before. I don't know if we've seen a compass for Eastern yet. So Jet's going to have to make another blind gamble on the boss here.
Oh, that's a very nice boot speed.
We saw Zelna use the tree to get pod money in Hundo once when he goofed hard. Oh, you mean he bonked it, though? He didn't use Quake on it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so now Mike was in Eastern earlier and saved and quit after that chest. So everything from here on is new information. What will the boss of Eastern be? We currently cannot kill Cold Stare or Trinex. I think that's it. Mike finishing up the Dark World checks here. We got nothing after Hookshot Cave. He's got to go somewhere else. And it's just a Moldorm. Okay. Okay. So you saw him, he switched to the hammer and then he did a slash anyway. That was to make up for his original spin. Because Moldorm was going to be super speedy version if he didn't do that.
Oh, well, there is our last pendant. So that gives us all the information we need to know of where the rest of the crystals are at.
Oh, Mike actually going Dark Cross from the back. Jet gets that green pendant information. Not Dark Cross. It's actually good. We want Mike to not find things because the fewer things he finds, the faster he gets back to pod. Unless it's just like an ice rod in some place that Jet's never going to go to.
And with hammer in hand, I'm thinking this is going to be... This has to be a tablet check.
I don't know, Swamp, probably? Yeah, Swamp.
Oh, okay, Swamp 2.
Swamp's a surprising play. I think this is a surprising play.
Well, you do have the necessary tools to, at the very least, clear out the dungeon. So this kind of... Well, this makes the most sense, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just he also could have gone Desert and Hera.
But Desert had Trinex.
Well,
so
he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that, but he dodged the bullet.
This might be Trinex too. He doesn't know.
But yeah, if we had a seed that literally almost every other dungeon was a Trinex, I'll be start calling shenanigans on this one if that was the case.
There can only be 2 Trinexes here. Alright, well, Mike's on his way back to pod, and the flute's just immediately in Pendant Swamp. I'm really surprised he went to Swamp immediately. I mean, like, you go here eventually, right? Like, because it's just so dense, but...
Yeah.
Like, he had other dungeons that were maybe not pendants, and he went straight to the one that he knows is definitely a pendant.
Man, I don't think he checked... Wait, did Mike? I don't think he checked the map.
Who? What?
Jet. I don't think Jet checked the map for him.
So Hospital told him that green pendant's at Swamp.
Oh. Maybe he's thinking the green pendant has a prize for him, and that's the reason why he's doing this now. Which I kind of don't blame him. Item density plus green pendant prize could be a little bit more appealing than checking any other dungeon right now that you don't have, that you don't really know if you had the tools needed to kill the boss in.
I mean, I guess maybe like he's just thinking like, well, if I can't kill this boss, it's not a big deal, but if I can't kill another boss, it is. I don't know, we'll see how deep he goes through the dungeon though.
Yeah, but it's like you said before, this place has a lot of item density to not consider it being on the table compared to the other dungeons right now that you have access to.
Yeah, just immediately going to left side. This is map compass shuffle, so left side is guaranteed to have 2 items.
Meanwhile, Mike is checking Pyramid Ledge.
No diver down though.
Get a big old heart in the Pyramid
Unfortunately,
Ledge.
Pyramid and Catfish not having anything good for Mike, so his unfortunate delay of pod didn't turn into help either. Why does dip mean to both enter and exit a dungeon?
Well,
yes,
okay, so if I can say...
I'm going to dip out and I'm going to dip in.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was going to say.
That is confusing. All right, left side swamp for Jet. Does it pay out? Not yet. Or at all.
I don't know. Bugnet, you can't go Gomo without a Bugnet. To do so is blasphemy.
So I'm thinking at this point, you know, Mike's got to be feeling pretty behind. And after he finds all the things here in Pod, you know he's got to be feeling behind. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see a world where he goes to Swamp, gets the flute in the first chest, and says, I'm done. And if he does that and Jet doesn't find anything else here, that could be a very big time save to make up for the time he's lost so far.
Yes. Oh, there's the big king.
Yeah, and because it's map compass shuffle, you know it has an item.
It has an item. Mike pulls up his boots. Soon to follow will be the rest of the goodies on this dungeon at this point.
Oh, good, a fetch quest. Now, hopefully Mike does remember to check his map at some point to know that he cannot kill the boss of Pod here.
I feel like he'll check it the moment he finishes checking the rest of these chests here.
How do you not get stuck in that door? Oh, you mean the broken staircase that Jet didn't get sent back down? It's really easy to avoid. You just you can do a key dash, which means to line up on the wall or the rail and then dash turn into the staircase, and that'll do it. I think you can also just dash into the left of the staircase. But if you do that, then as long as your first input after the staircase animation is a left input, then you won't get stuck. So you just like tap left.
I do believe we have a Lamos fight in Jet's side.
Pretty quick fight with the silvers.
Takes 2 down in the first cycle. The second one's going to be pretty quickly. And gets half magic for his troubles.
Okay, well, this could be good for Mike, because half magic is nice, but it doesn't do anything.
Helps you econ a little for
So Mike,
the rest of the
if he were to nope out of swamp after getting the flute, could save a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Now he may not do that. You know, he may full clear it just like Jet did.
And we get in our Bombos tablet 10 arrows.
Yeah, green pendant's still a possibility for Jet. Like if green pendant's required, definitely. But the expected value of any single check in the game is like 20 rupees. That's why players are so skippy. Because usually you don't get punished that bad.
Until you do, because Rando is gonna Rando. With extreme prejudice, I might add. Piece of heart in the shovel. At least that gives him a whole heart.
Please check. Oh, did he already check and I missed it? He must have already checked. Yeah, he would have just gone to the boss if he didn't know.
Item dashing with the hammer. You love to see it. I feel like this is one of the more satisfying sections.
I'm still very surprised that Jet is doing this stuff instead of going to dungeons. Hera and Desert are both full clearable, as far as he knows. But this is like what I was talking about at the beginning of the race, right? Where map compass and boss shuffle, it makes dungeons better, but also much worse. Oh, he wants to activate his flute. Yeah, that makes sense. How many times to hit a chicken before the swarm comes? It's a lot. You gotta really beat on the chicken.
Yeah, the poultry abuse, the poultry kind can take a little bit more abuse than usual.
All right, here's that green pendant turn in. We'll get to find out right away if the clear was worth.
All right, Saha, prank him.
Just a map to Hyrule Castle. Not worth.
The best prank you could ask for.
That's a good thing for Mike. Mike could, if he wants to, skip out on an entire clear of swamp that Jet did. That's a very significant amount of time. Could definitely put him back in the race.
If he last location to flute, all the better. Because that means he'll be in go mode, leaves out the swamp, saves a lot of time doing so.
Powder red meringue in Mire shed.
Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good care package for my shed. May not be progression, but still pretty good.
And Jet should have the compass for this dungeon. We saw it checked earlier from Mike. It was a Trinex. And that was kind of quick for me. I think it was Vanilla Moldarm in on Mike's screen.
I think so. I blinked and kind of missed it. But you won't be doing Hera and Pod glitch if you didn't really think you can beat this boss. And does it first try very cleanly.
Yes, the compasses will give you information on the boss of the dungeon. You still have to like go to the dungeon, but once you're there, you can check the map to see what boss is waiting for you. Except in GT. Okay, I'm starting to think that Jet doesn't know about the compasses.
Uh-oh.
He has
Uh-oh.
one. He must have one, right? Like, because he hasn't done anything, or Mike hasn't done anything that Jet didn't do. He must have a compass for this dungeon. This is a relatively newer mechanic. Oh yeah, you can see the item. Yeah, he definitely has the compass then. You're right. Huh. Well, he's going to be very sad here in a moment. Because this is a Trinex. Mike notably skipping out on Hera Basement, which of course does have an item. Womp womp. Well, that was a really unfortunate time loss for Jet. Not the biggest thing ever, but it does hurt to have to walk all the way to that boss.
Well, at least I don't have to go through the sequence of lighting those torches again.
For sure.
That's the only consolation prize here.
I'm not sure we saw what medallion opens Mire. He must have looked. Maybe we just missed it. Did anybody notice it? It was ether. Okay, so it's ether for both then. So naturally, we find Bombos. Where was ether? Was that was in Hera, right?
I believe so.
All right, well, Jet will find that soon, and that'll open up Mire and Turtle Rock entry. One of those is much better than the other, though. Oh, look at this ped check.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ped is dead. Yes,
yeah,
Ped is dead.
That's pretty dead.
Ped is dead. Long live the Ped.
Where are we going, Mike? Probably finish Thieves Town, Smith sequence into Swamp. Not even Thieves? Not even Thieves. It's 3 items! Just go to Thieves. Well, I would have gone to Thieves.
There's the much needed ether medallion.
Was anything in Thieves? We haven't seen it. We only saw the front. There's still 3 more items in there in the back that we have no information on. But they're in logic. Or actually, it's just 2 items, huh? Because one of them is going to be the small key.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, see. Jet082 correcting me right at the same time I realized. Okay, well, I guess Thieves isn't as good. Again, no Hera basement. We did get the small key for Hera, right?
Nope.
Oh, is it in the basement? Oh, never mind then. Oh, we did get the small key? Well, I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me different things. Neither runner did Hera basement. Small key was on the boss. Okay, neither runner did Hera basement, so at least we're equal in that respect. And Jet probably goes Mire here, right? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when Mike doesn't find anything here, he almost definitely goes into Swamp. And when you get the flute in the first chest of Swamp in Mike's position, it's a lot easier to leave. Because when Jet got it, he had like 1 medallion. But Mike knows that he can definitely full clear Mire. He may decide to stay anyway because it is a very dense location in Swamp, and you don't want to have to come back. But when you find big progression in the first chest and you're feeling behind, that's definitely the kind of gamble you could make.
If he gets the flute and leaves out, though, he saves a hell of a lot of time doing so. But that all depends on if he skips out on it after he pulls out that flute.
I think staying in Swamp is definitely the higher percent play. Like, that's the play that's more likely going to help you. But it's also the time costing play. Ooh, and he sees the boss here is killable, so he knows he can full clear this. Naturally, it's Godfire. We get the flute. Ah, he's staying. Do it. Do it.
Save it quick. Save it quick.
Do it.
Save it quick.
Mike.
Mirror out. Save it quick.
Mike.
Save it quick. Do
Come
it.
on.
Do he's gonna get pranked.
Man, he spent a long time thinking about that. Well, maybe he'll still skip left side or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if he skips left side, he'll definitely save some time.
This is like the one mode where you never skip left side. Wow, it's too bad. I totally understand his decision. I'd probably do the same thing. I'd stay here. This is just too many items, right?
Too many items. But to be
We got
like
8 more items here, and then also the green pendant turn in.
to put in perspective though, he found the flute at the very first chest of this dungeon.
Yeah,
he could have easily left out, said, "Nah, let's do this later," and go straight to. I'll go ahead.
Only because the very first chest was the one's progression where was leaving even really an option. Like if he had found that in the next chest, like just the south chest or whatever, like there's no way you leave at that point. By then you're fully committed to at the very least killing the boss here. But the first chest, very tempting to leave, as we saw from his super long pause. Is there a mode for crystals and pendants to be in chests? I do not believe that it is possible for crystals to be in chests. But whenever they do the winter festive, they usually have like a different item instead of pendants that is found in chests. I think in the most recent one we had baubles, and in previous ones we've had like pieces of coal. But pendants can be in chests, but crystals cannot. Something to do with how the crystals give you like a follower or something because of the cutscene in the vanilla game. Well, Mike did skip left side and switch into Mire, so it looks like we will not be going in. So he does save some time here, not doing left side. Never mind. Oh my god! Why did you switch to Mire? I guess he was switching to Hookshot. He was just the Mire was on the way. I see.
Oh my god! So not only Saha is gonna prank on him, but he pranked himself.
Key S here. Key KS. I'm not sure. What is KS? Whoa! What was the boss? I wasn't watching. That was called there. Okay. I looked over to see what the boss was, and he was already mirroring. I totally missed it. It was Trinex. It was a second Trinex. Wow. 2 times in one seed, Jet goes to find Trinex.
Sorry, excuse me. I like to file a complaint.
Suddenly, Back of Thieves is looking pretty good, huh?
Oh man!
And he had the compass both times. Yeah, at this point, I think he just doesn't know. Like no one told him, and he doesn't read announcements on the Ranger Discord or something.
This is just one of those moments where you can see it happening, and you want to say something, but you can't, and you're like, should we tell him? Jesus, that's something like, should we tell him? Oh no.
We're gonna have to tell him.
Oh no.
The new mechanic. They added it a while ago. It's in Randomizer seeds. If you have the compass for a dungeon, you can check the map inside the dungeon to see what the boss is. So if Jet had opened his dungeon map, he would have seen like a little Trinex sprite on the floor that the boss is on. And that would have saved him a long trip to go find that out. Yeah, you don't. It doesn't have to be boss shuffle. You would only do it in boss shuffle. Does the compass do anything in other modes? It gives you the counter. You can see on Jet's screen he has a 6 out of 8 counter for Thieves Town. That's because he has the compass. That's not really useful in modes like this, though, because people are typically cognizant of how many checks are in the dungeon already.
Yeah, once you're getting used to speed run this game, especially in the randomized settings, it just kind of becomes second nature, natural as breathing goes.
Well, we got a mushroom from Back of Thieves. That's a nice fetch quest. And Jet's also going to grab Magic Bat here. And I think he hasn't done Purple Chest either. But Mike, however, if you recall, he got his third medallion, Bombos, from King's Tomb, I think. Well, that does something. Bombos allows you to fight Cold Stare. Nice sword on Magic Bat.
And Saha with the second prank for this seed today. When will this... He just can't keep getting away with this.
What a bully. Mike was looking for the monkey. You've already been here.
Having a little bit of a lapse, which is understandable if you're this deep into this kind of a scene.
And there's that Bombos for Jet. I guess it was Bonkrox, not King's Tomb.
Wait, what was
Close
Pod
enough.
Boss again?
This is a Cold Stare.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be able to do this because he has Bombos now. Trinex was found in Desert and Mire, both of which are crystals.
Hopefully the last... Well, that should be the last time we see Trinex.
Yeah, there can only be 2. We're using a full boss shuffle, which means that there is at least 1 of every boss, and 3 random bosses are chosen to have a double. So one of our doubles is Trinex today. Looks like Jet's going to go over to Catfish and Zora. We've seen 2 duplicates, have we? I'll take your word for it. Mold arm? Probably. I don't remember. No, Thieves Town was Vitreous. Because Mike was able to do it. So these spikes in the room with the boss here, very helpful spikes. But you have to like be able to knock him into them, which is a little hard with the fighter sword.
Does get some damage with it. There we
There you
go.
Got one. The spikes do as much damage as like a butter slash. So very effective if you can get him in there.
And that wraps
Nice.
up Cold Stare.
But was it the answer?
Yes, it was.
It was unanswer. We're gonna need that. Doesn't really help us right now, though.
But that's 1 dungeon off the checklist. Ice Rod no longer being a hunt.
So, Ice Palace? Anybody? Ice Palace?
I'm starting
Bueller?
to think Ice Palace too.
Bueller? Ice Palace? Soon, TM. Mike still has a Mire to do.
He's hopefully he has a compass from Mire, right?
He should.
Hopefully he will check and not do the same mistake Jet did.
Yeah, Mike's been checking in every seat he's been in, or every dungeon he's been in so far. Turtle Rock is also a possibility, just not a very large one. And Jet save and quit after the Zora check. Probably going to head to Helma. No. Straight to ice? Oh, Ice Rod Cave. Okay. Is TR Fire Rod locked? Do we know? No, we don't know. It's just really, 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 really likely to be Fire Rod locked. Like there's like 15 different ways the keys can be laid out in Turtle Rock, and one of them would mean you don't need the Fire Rod. Yeah, this is Ice Palace from Jet. Little surprised he didn't just go to Pod first, since he knows that he can do that now. But it's not going to make a big difference since the Ice Rod doesn't unlock anything on its own. But I believe Jet still does have a lead here. And Mike is not checking the map. Mike. Mike, please check the map. Please check the map. Okay, there. Now he's just really late. He's just really late at checking maps. He does it, just not right away. You remember he went to the back of desert before checking to see what the boss of desert was.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, he didn't save as much time as he could, but he still saves time by not going all the way to Trinex.
I would believe this is like the third time Mike pranked his own self during this scene.
The turns have tabled. Feels a bit sour considering Jet went to the boss in Desert, Mire, and Pod only to find out he can't beat them. Yeah, but it's like, that was his own doing. He didn't have to do that. The tools were there. He just didn't use them. Although he didn't actually have the compass for Pod, but it was the dig game compass that he intentionally didn't pick up. At this point, I'm pretty sure Jet doesn't even know about that mechanic. I think that's the only explanation I can think of, is that he just doesn't know. I don't think he was go-moding. He just wanted to kill the boss first. Oh, there's your Fire Rod behind the Bombos medallion in Pendant Ice Palace.
Okay, gang, that's rude.
And we call that the Rule of Fire.
That's rude is what I'm calling it.
Ice Rod was on Helmasaur. Well, on Cold Stare in Helmasaur's room. So it's a place Jet's gonna go. That won't be an issue. Yeah, the rail clip in Mire is legal. Absolutely. That's its door state extension is the same tech as Icebreaker. It's not a like a really big save, and it's pretty precise. But if you can do it consistently, totally worth. And Jet not even gonna go see what the boss is. Fire Rod is good enough. Is going to the boss quicker than clearing the front? I mean, I think if you're gonna full clear the dungeon no matter what, then it would probably be faster to just clear the dungeon first and then go to the boss. But at this point in time, we're like a Fire Rod from Go mode, you know? So like, if you can kill the boss first, you just do that, and then you're done if he drops the Fire Rod, and you get to skip out on everything else. Yeah, we are in no mode. We have all the information we need. Jet only needs to go to the boss of Pod to get his ice rod, and he's in go mode. And then Mike only needs to go to Ice Palace for the fire rod and to find a second sword, which likely we'll find one in Turtle Rock or GT.
Here's open.
Yeah, he's probably not going to Magic Bat. Now, well, never mind. Here we go. Magic Bat. Okay. I would have thought he'd go to Ice first, but yeah, this works out better for Mike because then he'll get the sword. Again, weird for Jet to go here first instead of Pod, because he knows Pod is doable, but... Oh, I guess he knows this is doable too, because Trinex can't be here. Never mind. Actually, he knows that Trinex isn't anywhere else, because he found all the Trinexes. There can't be anymore.
Almost ready, party!
Alright, and here's Mike going to Ice Palace. So Fire Rod here is go mode for Mike. I think Jet still has a lead, though.
And this is why we choose red boomerang, by the way.
Alright, so Jet kills Cold Stare here and gets Go Mode Ice Rod. And then after that, he still has to go back to the bosses of Desert, Mire, and then Folklore Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Mike finds Go Mode Fire Rod and Ice, but then he still has to go back to those same bosses of Desert, Mire, and Turtle Rock, and Skullwoods. Which isn't like a lot, but that's I think it's enough to say that Jet's in the lead right now. Mike will save some time here in Ice, though, because he'll be able to be done as soon as he finds the Fire Rod. He won't go to Ice Tea like Jet did.
Mm-hmm. Gets to be decked out in red mail while he's at it. I think both runners are in red mail, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Tracker. 'Cause I completely forgot.
All right, and there is Go Mode for Mike at 122.55. He mirrors out of there. We're done. And they're both going after their last non-Fire Rod locked bosses. But Jet's going to finish his first, it looks like. And there's Go Mode for Jet at 123.55. So Go Modes are about a minute apart, but I think Jet's probably about a minute ahead.
Yeah, Jet's in the lead thanks to the Skullwoods clear.
Sword spin at 124.09. And we'll see when Mike's sword spin is. Somebody remember that. 124.09. I'm not sure who's going to be kicking themselves more at the end of this.
I feel like Mike would be, because he did waited a long time.
Like if he had just done one archery game or just stayed at the dig game for a little bit longer to get pod money. But I think he probably would have if he had been thinking about pod money. But that's not really something you think really hard about when you're not at pod yet. And sword spin for Mike at 125.22. So a minute and like 13 seconds between them. That is not a lot of time. And we still have the GT Big Key game to play. That could easily make up a minute of time difference. Easily. Not to mention we're on Master Sword. And Master Sword strats have a lot of variability in how long they take, depending on how good you are. Sexy Mire 2 there from Mike. And here goes Trinex number 1. No backdoor strats today.
Yeah, that slime is pretty protective.
Yeah, it doesn't look like slime, but it still acts like slime.
Maybe it's ice. Dry ice.
Poison ice. No backdoor strats in boss shuffle. Oh yeah, because he activates sooner, right? Oh, free sword. There you go.
Yay!
Why didn't you just kill Trinex sooner? You could have had that sword so long ago. What were you guys thinking? Oh man, this would have been so good if one of them had gone to ice instead of swamp, and then he could have had go mode flute. Mike ran into a little trouble there on the left head. If the worst should happen, he does have a potion refill though, but this is going to be a time loss. There, he gets her done. Just staining in the goo. And if you were done with Trinex, think again. Round 2, fight! Little easier this time, though, with the Tempered Sword. Both runners picking the correct Trinex to kill first. What bosses have we not seen? We have not seen Helma, Argus, Mopula, Blind. That's a lot of bosses. No, Jets, you only have to do the cutscene once. Once you move the wall, it stays moved.
Yeah. A nice consolation prize if you went in there and then realized it's Trinex and you had to mirror out.
Boulders are bullies. Yeah, it's not a time save, you guys. it's just not an extra time loss.
Yeah. So yeah, what will be our boss for Turtle Rock? Well, our runners are prepared for anything now at this point. In fact, they killed 2 Trinexes to get here. So yeah, safely go moding Turtle Rock. I guess that's alright. I mean, the tower is right there after all, for you to get into after you finish this dungeon.
And there goes crystal number 6 for StructuralMike. And he'll be following Jet up the mountain. Looks like he's lost a little bit of time since we originally determined their difference, though.
Yeah.
The only useful thing the only useful thing that we're going to find in the rest of the game is to gain a Star Big Key.
Yeah, we already got silvers. We got red mail. We have all the necessary items to clear the rest of the dungeons if we really needed to, but there's no point anymore. We just need to finish this done, find the big key, get the adequate amount of keys, and then just leave. And get the crystal, then leave.
Yeah, go moding Turtle Rock doesn't really give you a lot of opportunities for saving anything. Like if the key layout is super nice, we might skip Laser Bridge, and we almost always skip the lava chest, but that's it.
Yeah, 2 keys and a big key at the front. I feel like you can safely skip the lava chest here. I don't remember the key logic, but I feel like 2 keys and a big key here before a lava chest is
Yeah, you'd always skip it as long as you got just the big key.
Oh, okay, yeah. And hopefully we get the... Oh, just some bombs.
Mike following Jet into Turtle Rock. Just a few rooms behind. This is still a small enough difference that GT routing could make a difference, but it's likely they'll just do a similar route, if not the exact same route. So it is definitely Jet's advantage. God, I'm so curious what he's gonna say when we ask him about not map checking.
Oh man,
like he must not know, right? Like that's
he had to not know. Like
there's no tactical reason to not check.
Especially when it's considered vital information to save you time on not going blindly into a boss, for sure.
Saves time by not opening the menu, sure. It was a lot of time that he lost from not doing those map checks. Not even counting the pod one, like just the 2 Trinex ones. That would have been a very different situation. Like he'd be in an insurmountable lead right now. No third small key. Gonna have to check the bridge. There's like a really small chance that there's not a small key here. But it's really, really small.
Really small.
Yeah, there it is. Always the fourth one. All right, we head towards our final crystal boss. All we know is it's not Cold Stare or Trinex. It is a blind. Wait, could it be Cold Stare? How many Cold Stares have we seen?
I think we only saw one Cold Stare.
Oh, never mind. It could have been Cold Stare.
But we definitely did see 2 Trinexes, so... And down goes blind.
2 Lambo? Oh, maybe. Yeah, Lava Chest and the Big Chest could both be small keys. In the event that they're both small keys, and you skip them both, then Laser Bridge will not have a key, and you'll have to backtrack. But it's really, really, really rare. All right, with that, we now have 7 crystals. Jet is going to run a couple screens over and enter Ganon's Tower. If you'd like to guess where the big key is, now is the appropriate time to do so. 1 through 22 are your valid guesses.
I'm thinking 14-ish on my end.
All right, GT entry at 1:36:35. And big key in the first chest. We got a God GT. We have a God GT.
Oh my goodness.
Well, rip Rando Rush.
Oh no, my channel points. Hope Room living up to the name of being hopeful that that one chest was the one big key that you needed. Now it's a hop, skip, and a jump through the Gauntlet to get to the second fight of the Aga. Don't know why I keep confusing those two. They might as well be the same people.
It's much worse in Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, there's like 100 bosses that all share 3 names.
Oh my goodness.
I'm never sure if I'm fighting the same boss in like a refight or if this is a new boss with a different variation of the name.
Some good cleanup work on the first room. Second room was pretty excellent. And third room played very nicely there as far as random movement goes for the enemies.
And Mike enters GT at 1:38:20, just a little less than 2 minutes behind. Unfortunately, going to the left first is not going to help.
Oh no!
But nothing could really help at this point. Like it's not really feasible to pass Jet with how much game is left.
And we get a Motula in the as our first boss in the Gauntlet. Not so threatening with the moving platforms and spikes.
Oh, Mike's gonna go all the way left too.
I was hoping he was doing Dark Magician strats.
We're doing Rando Rush.
Oh no.
Or is he gonna mirror? No, he's gonna keep going. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if you didn't mirror out at the Stoffels run, you're
I see people do that
full
sometimes,
commit.
like do just the double firebar room. I think it's weird, but I've
Yeah.
seen it.
When I was first running doing speed running of this, that's what I did first. And there's the other key needed to open up the rest of these rooms to the Gauntlet.
I like Rando Rush though. This is my preferred route. I feel like this is a. It's not really any weaker than the other routes. It's just different.
And we get
So
Helms.
if you feel like you're behind, which I always am, then Rando Rush is a great way to make up a time save.
Yeah, and we get Helmstorm on the as our second boss fight. I really don't like Helmstorm in this area, to be honest.
No, he's very annoying on Moldorm's platform because he walks all the way to the edge.
Yeah, thankfully there's silver arrows to deal with that.
Surprised he didn't use bombs. Bombs would be a lot simpler because you can just throw them from the side. Oh, but Helmosaur was mostly cooperative. Agatu, do your thing. Oh, nice pattern.
Time for the
Thanks.
triple threat match.
Terrible pattern. The worst. This one is slightly better. But of course he blue balls you, so it doesn't even matter.
And down goes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, probably not an Agatu fight Jet's going to be very proud of, but it was
Yeah.
serviceable. 5 cycles isn't that bad. Mike meeting Mothula in Lambo 2's room while Jet drops down to Ganon. Da 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 da.
And this is going to be a clean one cycle as well.
Yeah, this is a simple position for doing the 1-in-1. Don't have to do the dash strats even. We're prepping those silvers.
To be honest, I will do the same thing too. He may be able to. Okay, nah, not yet. I was gonna say he may end up getting a triple from it, but he moved in a very tight position there.
Yeah, he went too far to the left. But that will do it. Jet082 takes out Ganon. Finishing first in the race with a time of 1:43.26. Suddenly not Link to the Past music. Oh my god. I think this is Mario, right?
Yes, from Super Mario RPG. One of the fun benefits is playing Randomizer. You can just shuffle the music too.
Oh, the audio's off. Yeah, you can hear the hook shot. Oh no, it's not off. I'm just looking at the wrong screen. Never mind. I was listening to the restream audio and watching the watching the actual stream. Jet will be joining us for an interview, but we're so close to Mike finishing. I think we can wait for them both. It was a nice fight. Went a little better than Jet's version. Yeah, Aga wasn't completely cooperative. A lot of blue balls, but you do what you can.
Yeah, he was really rude for some reason.
And Mike drops down to Ganon. Going for the dash strats to get one cycle in phase 2. Or lots of slashes when those fire bats aren't in the way. Just a couple more slashes. Oh, we missed one. Oh, we got it. We're fine. Just gotta dodge the fire for a second. Oh, he missed the second one too. Alright, this is kind of obnoxious with the fire on the screen, but not a big deal.
Oh, that's prime position right there.
Yeah, nice.
One,
nice
two. Aww.
No, it wasn't enough for the triple though. But with that, Mike also takes out Ganon. And finishes the race with a time of 1:46.38, just about 3 minutes behind. Very close race.
Yeah, pretty impressive performance from both runners.
And hopefully we'll be joined by Mike here shortly. But we already have Jet in the booth. Jet, GG.
All right, GG.
Great work out there.
Felt like a slog at the end.
we do have to ask you one thing. Do you not know about the compasses?
I did not.
So this is new information. Is this your first McBoss Shuffle seed of the tournament?
I think I had it once before, but it didn't really matter then because we just happened to have the items to kill the bosses anyway. This one, it would have benefited to know that. I never practiced this mode, so I didn't know.
That's understandable, yeah.
The compass you skipped on Dig Game was actually the pod compass. So all 3 of the bosses that you went to blind and couldn't kill, you could have checked in advance.
Yeah, that would have saved a couple minutes. Man, because they're timed in desert, and I mean, desert, pot, like they're all a slog to get to. Mire. Yeah. So if I had been able to check the compass for those, I would have just been able to save a good probably 3 or so minutes.
And we're also joined by Mike. Mike, GG.
GG. Great work out there.
I remember before this race started, I was hoping, please, no ice Trinex. And I can only be happy that my wish came true.
Yeah, they just put Trinex everywhere else.
So your route put you behind Jet on these two separate decisions, and if you had just made one of them differently, it would have flipped everything. But if you had farmed up money for pod on the way to hype save, right? Like I'm sure you didn't even check your rupees until you were already going to pod. But
no, I did. I was like, I'm going past arrow game to dig game. I'm gonna need to do arrow game if dig game doesn't give me rupees. And then I promptly forgot about that next screen. And then I remembered when I went past the shop and thought, maybe I should buy a pot in here. Wait, I have no rupees. I guess I'm going to desert, where I'm going to be very disappointed.
The other thing that could have gone your way was Swamp Palace, because when you got to Swamp Palace, you had a few more things than Jet because you had spent more time doing other things. Like you had all 3 medallions already. So when you find the flute, it's like, oh, I can full clear Mire 100% unless it's Trinex or something. But that's never going to happen. And we saw you pause for what felt like an eternity trying to determine whether or not you were going to save and quit. What happened?
Well, you got it precisely right, that I got a flute. Like, I can go and do Mire for 700 items, but I need 2 more items. And one of them is Ice Rod, and one of them is Fire Rod. And if it's not there, like, do I dip Ice Palace? Do I come back? It's like, it hurt me so much.
Yeah.
Everything after that. But
if the flute had been in any other chest, it was no question. You just stay in the dungeon, right?
Yeah. But we did get half magic from the boss in there, so that helped with the first Trinex fight.
we were hoping you would nope out after the flute because I'm sure you felt behind after getting all the things in Pod. I thought maybe
honestly, like,
you might feel a little gambly.
I don't know about Jets, but this is type of seed where you don't know what to feel about anything, because anyone could have routed this in 400 ways.
For sure.
So I don't know what's going on anywhere. I'm just
it opened up very quickly.
Yeah.
But the Pod was like, when I actually got somewhat early Pod, and that, I mean, to me that felt really good, and then I felt like I was just losing time after that point, like just choosing the wrong things to do. Visiting bosses that I didn't have to do, guys, right?
For sure.
That's rough. I was the 2 Trinex's bosses. I was heading towards them despite having the compass in both instances. Every other dungeon, I remembered to check first.
You did remember before going, but you did go. You went to the back of Desert and you started going downstairs in Mire before checking.
Yeah, and both of them was the Trinex. Like, oh my god. But yeah, the beginning of the game was very, different. Like, everyone could have done that differently. I don't know how Jet did it. I did Eastern because I wanted to get any resources to do minimal drum cave.
It went a little smoother for Jet. I think he ended up buying bombs.
Oh yeah,
before Minimal Dorm.
I farmed and then purchased bombs, but I had arrows from a tree pole.
Yeah. So, what had happened was you guys did the tree pole. Yeah, you guys did the tree pole originally, and then you both farmed up 4 enemies. But I think it was Jet got hit by the burb. So he got a tier 2 pull and you got a tier 3 pull. And tier 3 pull was bombs. So you went into Kakariko and Jet went and did the 50-50 pushes.
Oh my god.
I think I would have rather had that.
So, well, you say that, but it actually worked out better for you because you had the arrows. So going to Mini Moldorm Cave was a much easier decision. So the routing worked out a lot better and you got to skip out on dipping Eastern.
What makes this worse is that I tried to do a tier 2 pull, but miscounted and got a tier 1 at the uncle tree.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. It was a fun scene.
It was a really interesting way to create divergence right away. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, the early game was definitely sort of fun. It felt like things were coming together, and it felt really good. And that's the thing about doing any kind of boss randomizer. It feels good until the point when you have to fight bosses, because then it's like you never have the proper items for whatever the boss is.
Yeah, and it's worse with map compass shuffle, because every dungeon just has more items, but you also don't want to go there.
Dungeons are good. You just don't want to have to trek to the boss and be turned away.
So I assume you both dipped Swamp before Ice Palace, and then this.
Right.
Yeah. Because I was hoping it was going to be the other way around for you.
Yeah, Jet couldn't do Ice yet because he hadn't gone to King's Tomb until late.
Right.
Or Bonkrox rather.
Right. I was hoping that that could have put it in my favor if you find Fire Rod before Flute, because then you just go and do you do TR, you do Skullwoods. and so on. But no, Swamp was the better play.
That would have been fine though, right? Because like it wasn't like Trinex that was at TR. So like you go to TR, you full clear it.
Yeah.
It's like one climb up the mountain, but you get to nope out of the entirety of Swamp because you get the go mode flute.
Yeah, maybe that would have been better actually. So yeah,
I don't know, it's a tough call. Swamp's more items. They're both pendants, so I think Swamp's a fair play for sure.
Turns out this seed both were required. Just Swamp, you just have to enter the door. But who knew? I mean, I also sort of debated on what to do after I got Flute, because I'm like, okay, that does unlock a lot, but there's also a lot of items in Swamp. It was tough. Like, I was debating on actually, skipping left-hand side, skipping the rest
you
of
didn't
the
have
dungeon.
You didn't have Cold Stare either, right? So like, in addition to no Ice Rod, you also didn't have Bombos or Fire Rod, so there were multiple bosses that you couldn't do.
Yeah. But I knew it was a pendant dungeon. I knew it was green pendant, so even if I couldn't beat the dungeon, there were still a lot of items to get in Swamp itself. No,
that's what I mean. It's like because you needed more items to be safe going to other places. So the items being in Swamp looks better.
Right, yeah.
Where like if you're like, well, I'm only missing an Ice Rod, I can probably full clear these other dungeons like Hera and whatchamacallit, Desert, whatever.
It was really weird. You had to get Bombos to get your Fire Rod.
That has never happened in Rando before, I think. I think this was the first time.
That on top of Saha pranking both of y'all was pretty interesting for the most part.
That was disappointing. Then I'm like, that whole time in Swamp, aside from Flute, was just a waste.
Yep.
And I was debating on pulling Ped. Like when I went in the ice, got Fire Rod, I was actually debating just beating it anyway, since it's just a boss, but I got all the items. I'm like, okay, Fire Rod is great because it gives me all of Turtle Rock, and I can clean up a few things. Skull Woods.
All right, so you hadn't done Ice Rod. You hadn't done Pod before Ice Palace then. Interesting.
Yeah, you saved a little time there, not going to Ice Tea.
It was just red rupees or something.
Yeah, I had checked Ped by that time as well, so I knew it was dead.
Yeah, I didn't know, and then I'm like, okay, let's go to Skull Woods, make sure I don't have to pull Ped and didn't waste time. That was fine. Then it went to Pod, and like, well, let's just beat it while we're here in case it's Ice Rod, and it was Ice Rod.
Lucky.
Yeah, good times were had by all. And we get to do this all over again tomorrow at almost the same time.
Well, not this kind of match, though.
No, not the same.
Yeah, it's guaranteed to be a different mode.
We'll see what we get.
But that's right. This was just game one between our runners, Jet and Mike. Jet has a 1-0 advantage, looking to make it 2-0, but Mike might have something to say about that in their match tomorrow.
Oh, I very much hope we get to game 3, regardless of the outcome of game 3.
Do we have a preferred mode? Anybody hoping for inverted keys?
Like I favor inverted because I'm quite used to it. I don't know about Jet. Is it something you want to reveal?
I will say I've been practicing inverted a lot, just in case.
Just in case. That's good. It's good.
No, I do believe that should do it for this race today, unless there's any more questions to be asked.
Not good.
So if you enjoyed today's race today and would like to see more speedrun in action for Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament, Main Tournament 2022, you can always take a look at the main website to see any more up-and-coming matches, which I'm pretty sure we probably still have a few coming up today. Also, give a follow to our runners in their respective channels for doing a fantastic job of entertaining us with this seed today and giving us the high-level play that we definitely would like to see coming into the tournament and during these bracket stages. And of course, give a follow to my co-commentator, making sure to expose any of my bad decisions during the scene. And being a fantastic commentator, helping me along the way as well.
Yeah, thanks, Esper Hub. And thanks to our tracker as well, Samimus. Really appreciate that. And thanks to our runners, Jet and Mike, for putting on such a great show. And thank you, chat. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.